Hi, everybody, and welcome to Locked On Brewers. I'm your host, Chuck Freeman. Well, the Brewers started off a homestand, 5-3 loser to the Boston Red Sox. We'll talk about that, but the news that overshadows that is the Garrett Mitchell news. All that and more coming up next on an abbreviated edition, the weekend edition of Locked On Brewers.
You are Locked On Brewers, your daily Milwaukee Brewers podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
And hi, everybody, and welcome to Locked On Brewers. Chuck Freeman, your host here. Been covering the Brewers for over 40 years. Worked for WIBA Radio in Madison. A lot of you know me from doing sports shows in Milwaukee over the years. Also cover the Brewers for AP Radio. We are your team every day. We are every day here for you with the Milwaukee Brewers. And that's why we're the number one podcast out there for Brewer baseball right here on the Locked On Podcast Network. We are your team every day. Follow me on Twitter, Chuck Freeman, FREIMUND. Also on YouTube. Subscribe, hit the little bell there. That will remind you every time we drop episodes on Locked On Brewers. Follow me on your favorite podcast site. On Twitter, I list a bunch of sites where you could pick us up. So, your favorite ones, Apple, Spotify, they're all Google, they're all on there. So, and of course, you may have your own, wherever it is. We appreciate it. And thanks for following us on Locked On Brewers. And also looking forward to your comments as always on Twitter. There's a comment section on YouTube as well. Always want to hear from our great fans here on Locked On Brewers. The Brewers play coming up on Saturday night, 6 o'clock Central. Catch every pitch of Brewers' hometown broadcast with SiriusXM on the SXM app. Search Brewers. The show is also brought to you in part by Gametime. Gametime, download the Gametime app, create an account, use the promo code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off your first purchase. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. All right, we're going to go, before we get to the Mitchell news, we'll go over last night's game, a 5-3 loss to the Red Sox. The Brewers did carry a 3-2 lead into the sixth inning twice. Freddie Peralta was one pitch away from getting out of the inning, but he walked two, and those runs eventually came around to score. Base hits given up by reliever Hoby Milner, who's not been good his last couple of outings. Hoby has not been good at all. There was a sharp single there. There was a infield single off the glove of Owen Miller for the go-ahead there. Bryce Wilson came on in the seventh inning. He had a rave of a ringing double to the left center field gap. 5-3 in the seventh inning, and the Brewers never recovered. They had a 3-2 lead. They were down 2-0. And then Rowdy Tellez hit a solo home run to tie it at 2. Rowdy just pounds Boston Red Sox pitching. He's got 13 career home runs against the Red Sox pitching, and his batting average and OPS amazing against the Red Sox. He's got 6 home runs on the season. He's hit everybody so far this year as far as home runs. Got a little slow start home run wise, but man, he's really starting to turn it on, and he crushed one to right field tonight. So the Brewers lose the game. 5-3. Coming back from a 10-game road trip, day off yesterday, I could kind of see where they'd step in the bucket today. All right. Boston's playing well. Boston had won 5 of 7 coming in. All right. The Red Sox, I don't think are going to be contenders in the American League East, but still a team that's got some talent and a team that took game 1 of the Brewers on Saturday night. Garrett Mitchell news, Corbin Burnes news coming up next. Today's show brought to you by Gametime. Buying tickets to your favorite events shouldn't be stressful. Gametime is the fast and easy way to buy tickets for all sports, music, comedy, and theater near you. Killer deals on last-minute tickets and the best prices guaranteed. You can stop stressing over getting tickets and enjoy the event because Gametime makes it so easy for you. Forget planning months in advance. Gametime has deals on tickets right up to game time. Last year, I got 2 tickets right back in the visitors' dughouse at AmFam Field, and that was really, really cool. But football, basketball, baseball, concerts, comedy, theater, all that available on Gametime. Download the Gametime app, create an account, use the promo code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, LOCKEDONMLB, and you get $20 off. Download the Gametime app today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. All right, the Garrett Mitchell news was not good. Was not good at all. Might be gone for the rest of the season. Shoulder, had an MRI done on his shoulder, showed that there was damage in the shoulder. he's going to get a second opinion on Monday and may need surgery. And the labrum, and if you follow the history of baseball, players who've had the players who had the labrum surgery back in the 80s, very bad. Okay. It was career costing. It's not like that anymore. Okay. But is he coming back this season? I'd be surprised. If you're holding out hope that he's going to come out, great. Don't count on it, because this is a serious injury that he's got here. And that MRI turned out to be a lot worse than we all hoped it was going to be, because I was hoping, maybe a little short stint on the DL and on the injured list and come back. But this shoulder injury could cost Garrett Mitchell. Big loss for this team. Huge loss. And I just find it amazing how the Brewers, one injury through another, and here they are still 14-6. The two best pitchers have gone through injuries already. Garrett Mitchell. I hope this isn't a season that is going to be plagued with one injury after another, after another, after another. Because let's face it, it's going to take its toll. This is a team that they have outfield depth within the organization, but we can't afford to go through injuries. Okay? Can't afford to suck up all these injuries. It's eventually going to take their toll on this team. It will. So that was the case with Garrett Mitchell. The news was good on Corbin Burnes. He threw his bullpen session on Friday night before the game. Looked great. Confirming the news that we told you a couple of days ago. Corbin will not miss Sunday start against the Red Sox. Great news. Came out of the game, I believe it was Tuesday. Tuesday came out of the game, and through today and through fine, no pain. He is ready to go. He is ready to go and pitch his Sunday start. That is great news. So as bad as the news was on Mitchell, Corbin Burnes. And by the way, as far as the center field spot tonight, Joey Wiemer did play center field. I know some of you are thinking about Sal Frelick. Thumb injury for Sal. He had an MRI as well. So we'll see what the extent of that is going to be. But I know some of you want Sal on this roster to start the season. But we'll see how that thumb injury shakes out. We'll probably have some more news on Saturday night regarding that after the MRI he had done on Friday. I thought the Brewers were going to get the Kenley Jansen in the ninth inning. He is not good. I know the cutter looked a little sharper than it had in recent years, but the Brewers have got to him in the past. So when Jansen's on the mound, I'm not feeling horribly about the Brewers' chances or anybody's chances, because he is, he's not the same pitcher he was in his early days with the Dodgers. Toward the end of the Dodger tenure, you could see things slipping away. I wasn't really impressed with the job he did in Atlanta, but the Red Sox relying on him. Good luck. Chuck Freeman here on Locked On Brewers. Great to have you along. Everydayers out there, and you know who you are. You watch this show. You listen to the podcast. You follow us on Twitter at Chuck Freeman, FREIMUND, and I really appreciate that. Love all the listens and all the comments. Heard a guy from Bangkok the other day. I'm always wondering when I should release the episodes and all that, but I'm finding people are listening to this show 24 hours a day all over the world. Bangkok messaged me on Twitter the other day. It was great. It was great to hear the guy from Bangkok. I mean, that's just phenomenal news when you hear a guy from Bangkok messaging you. All right, Brewers and Boston Red Sox coming up on Saturday night game. And I heard some people complain about the attendance figures for Friday night's game. I'm going to get to that coming up here in a little bit. Ultimate Pro Baseball GM is the coolest game I've played in a long time. If you had the same thought of being maybe a Major League Baseball GM, you think it's an easy job. It is not. But this game is very realistic. It allows you to manage every strategic aspect of a franchise, playing through seasons, leading your franchise and fans to glory as you build a historic dynasty. In the simulation, you're responsible. You hire the coaches, the staff, manage team finances, scout the players, draft the players, manage through difficult personalities and injuries, navigate your franchise through free agency and all the ups and downs of a season. Locked On Brewers listeners get a 100% free bonus free boost to their franchise when using the promo code Locked On in the game store. Check it out. Download the game. Just visit probaseballgm.com. Scan the code. Look it up in the app stores. That's probaseballgm.com. Ultimate Baseball GM. Start your dynasty today. Again, Locked On Brewers listeners get a 100% free boost to their franchise when using the promo code Locked On in the game store. Chuck Freeman here on Locked On Brewers. Yeah, 25,000 fans at the game on Friday night, somewhere in the ballpark. I didn't see the exact, the box scores don't contain these attendance figures anymore. Maybe I'm missing something here, but I went up and down the box score and I could not see where the attendance was for tonight's game. But I heard it was roughly around 25,000 tonight. Brewers play tonight, 6 o'clock Central. Catch every pitch of Brewers' hometown broadcast with SiriusXM on the SXM app. Search Brewers. I will never complain about attendance figures for the Milwaukee Brewers because Brewer fans are so good. You know the history of this franchise, okay? You know we've gone through a lot, okay? And we've been through fast starts before. I didn't expect them to get 43,000. Some people thought 43,000 for Friday night's game. Are you kidding me? 25,000, I think, is fantastic, considering the Brewers have been in one World Series in 53 years. No. Brewer fans are fantastic. No need. Don't ever take any shame from anybody about attendance figures. Not one. Nobody should be blaming anybody about Brewers attendance. Brewers should be blaming themselves for their history. But no, Brewer fans are great. They've been supporting this team. And gosh darn it, they'll be out there Saturday night getting those yelly tumblers. You know that. The pitchers, Garrett Whitlock goes for Boston. The Red Sox improved to 11-10. They've won 6 of 8 now. Milwaukee with Wade Miley, and Wade probably pitched his best outing in his last outing. Wade was just fantastic. He went to 7 innings on 4 hits and 8 strikeouts in San Diego last Sunday. He was fantastic. So Wade Miley, the starter. Team has not lost 2 in a row all seasons long. So, and we're only a month into the season. So let's not start a trend here and get the job done on Saturday night. We'll be talking to you then. Again, our Saturdays and Sundays on the morning, Saturday releases, the Sunday releases, we make it a little shorter. We know you got stuff to do, very busy. I just appreciate you listening to the podcast. Again, you find us on any one of your favorite places to download podcasts, or you can go to YouTube. I'm always there. Favor us. You guys every day. It's going to do it for the show today. I'm Chuck Freeman. This is Locked On Brewers on the Locked On Network. See you tomorrow night, everybody.